Guys, thank you so much for the time, and congratulations on a fantastic production. Absolutely brilliant. Working on something like Lord of the Dance, before we get into your characters, working on something like this, I mean, what's it like? Let's start with you.
For me personally, I mean, I watched the whole show growing up from like the age of 8 or 9, which is kind of when you start really getting into Irish dancing as a kid. So it's something that I've always wanted to be part of, and definitely from a young age always wanted to be in the show. So it is a dream come true for a lot of people that are in the show. I know it sounds a bit cheesy, but like it actually is for people to work like 20 years of dancing to actually then get to perform in the show is definitely something you always aspire to do.
Pretty much the same thing for me. It's like it's a dream come true, but I'm a little bit older than Morgan, and I was actually a kid when Michael Flatley first kind of burst onto the stage, Riverdance in the interval act in Eurovision. And as an Irish dancer, that was just a game changer. Like he changed the history of Irish dancing forever. And then, of course, he went on to produce Riverdance the show and Lord of the Dance and Lord of the Dance Dangerous Games. And you know, from that first moment, I seen him come onto the stage. Like, I mean, for me, it made Irish dancing exciting, it made it more sexy, and it was just something I knew I wanted to be a part of that, and I've been lucky to be a part of the show for a long time since then.
Let's talk about the duration. I mean, one doesn't just get up in the morning, start to dance, and, you know, the next week you're part of Lord of the Dance. This is quite a long and hard road to reach the level that you guys have reached, Morgan.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, like I was been dancing for 20 years. I've been in the show for 3 years. But I mean, before I joined the show, for competitions, I used to dance 5-6 nights a week, and it used to be kind of 2, 3, 4 hour classes every day. And then once you get into the show, we're still training, like you can see, like every day on stage, but trying to perfect things, like change little pieces. And obviously when Michael was here, he likes to keep everything fresh, and he likes to put new spins on things, and he's always got an imagination to change something if he sees something he really wants. And so we're like continuously doing kind of 2-3 hours a day on stage, the 2-hour show. And obviously we have to do our own work outside of here, like in the gym, maintaining kind of muscle strength, looking after yourself, preventing injuries and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, like as Morgan's already pointed out, most people in this show are champion dancers. They've been dancing since they've been kids, but the slight difference for us between competition dancing and show dancing is that everything, when you're dancing in the show, it's teamwork. You know, we have to make sure that you're doing the exact same thing, the exact same beat, the exact same turn, the exact same jump. All these lines have to be so precise. The different angles that people get into, you know, it's all about perfecting those, and that's what makes it so exciting for the audience. You know, those big lineups at the end. You know, I think we kind of make it look easy at this stage, but they really are not easy. To perfect all of that takes hours and hours of work and work and work. So it can be difficult.
It's not very often in my life that I have a good guy and a bad guy sitting in front of me. The Dark Lord, the Lord of the Dance. You guys also duel on stage. Perfecting something like that must be quite massive, and hard work between the two of you as well. So with you, Tom.
Yeah, it is. It's hard work, but you know, it's fun. That's, for me, that's probably the most fun part of the show. You know, there's these like epic battles on there between the good side and the bad side, and like myself and Morgan we have a bit of fun on stage. You know, like both of us have roles that you can kind of sink your teeth into, and you really get to enjoy. You grow into them more and more as you get more and more experienced, and yeah, they're really fun.
Yeah, we're still changing stuff as well. Again, like everything you think you might be able to improve here or change here, like we work together a lot to make sure that it's getting better and better all the time. So it comes across as the audience that, you know, these guys hate each other. So
It's all an act.
Yeah.
Do you ever find yourself backstage going, this half of the crowd is actually favouring the dark side?
Well, I try and convince myself of that. But, you know, in the end of the day, everybody kind of goes over to his side, unfortunately. But I do try and tell myself that everybody likes a bad boy.
Yeah.
Working with Michael Flatley, this being his last major world tour as well, when I spoke to him, he said he is going to stay involved creatively. He's never going to quite let go of the show. But I mean, working with a legend like Flatley, thinking back of your time working with Flatley as well, what would you say is the biggest thing you're going to be taking out of that?
The thing that gets me about Michael the most is that he can see things in people that nobody else can. Like, he can pick out of like 100 dances, he knows exactly which ones are going to make the best dancers and the best performers, and he just has a way with people. Like, he can explain things that, like, maybe you can't understand what he wants quite so well, but he'll he's able to make it so easy for you to understand everything and take on everything that he wants you to, and he really can just gets the best out of everybody here.
I think the thing that I'll take with me from working with Michael for many years is just his work ethic and his kind of attention to detail. He's one of these guys. He's a great leader of people. Like, he's always the first guy in the morning, the last guy in there at night, still, you know, working as hard as anybody else. And he kind of pushes us to kind of do the same thing, but we kind of work hard. We have a very much a work hard, play hard ethic within the show. And you know, it's great to see that, and to be able to, like, you know, to work under Michael, like, because he is such a great leader that he kind of like pulls people along and lifts people up to kind of levels that they never knew they could kind of reach.
No matter what you go for in life, it's going to be tough. You're going to come up against brick walls, but you've got to find a way past it. Go over it, go under it, go around it, go through it. But find a way to the other side. If you have a dream and you're willing to work for that dream, you can have anything in the world. Nothing is impossible.
I spoke to someone in the week who made a very odd comment and said, you know, doing 6 nights a week, it can get tiring, it can get boring for you guys, but does it ever get tiring when the lights go out and you hear the crowd and you know it's go time?
Do you know what? If I was sitting here and I had an office job and you were asking me, does your work get boring? Yes, I think maybe I'd say yes. I think we have one of the best jobs in the world. We get to travel the world, we get to see new people, experience new cultures, and at the end of the night we get a standing ovation no matter what. Boring is definitely not one of the words that I would link with my job. No. Absolutely not.
100% not.
Touring South Africa, you guys are now entering the final phase of your tour in South Africa. Summarising what has happened so far and you know what's coming, higher energy.
Yeah, I mean, you know, even though Michael's gone, like, he's left us stuff to work on. He wants everything, you know, constantly working, like whether it's footwork, like precision, you know, your energy levels, everything. We're always working. You know, the show never dips at all, even when Michael's not here. It's always at that highest energy level, just because we love it so much. You know, we want to do this job. Everyone has worked so hard to get here, and we're lucky to be here because there's so many dancers around the world that want to be here, that we already have the job. You know, like, so.
Yeah, like it's a thing for us as well as performers. You know, like we're always trying to push ourselves to new heights and reach new, like, goals that we have set for ourselves. And you know, again, Michael's constantly on the phone or an email. He's got like X, Y and Z set out for us that we need to get to, improvements we need to kind of reach, and new goals. And you know, we love being here, and this is what everybody loves to do. So there's never any cease, there's never any let up in the energy or in the dedication that you'll be seeing on that stage every single night.
Just a question from the Lord of the Dance point of view. When Flatley leaves the stage, a lot of attention will be focused on the current Lord of the Dance guys that are there, you included. Do you feel added pressure with you know, Michael exiting the scene but still working behind the scenes, and people now are taking a deeper look at the new Lords of the Dance?
I don't think we have added pressure. I mean, Michael will always be there. I mean, we get the added pressure from him. You know, our job every night is to perform, which we love doing. So the pressure from the audience, we don't really get. The pressure is when Michael's there. You know, he's such a big influence to us. So to have him with us is harder work than not having him with us on stage, if you know what I mean. You know, he's like, it's just nerve-wracking with him watching you every night, because you just want to perfect what you're doing and be like the best you can. But yeah, no, I wouldn't say we'll feel pressure from the audience point of view. It would definitely just be from Michael, but I mean, he's not going to leave. He'll always be here. He'll always want to make us work, because that's one thing, especially from being one of the Lords, is that because it's his role, he just wants to perfect what we're doing and bring, like, that role. It has to be the best role it can be.
I noticed opening night when you guys took off your shirts, a lot of the women's eyes lit up, and a lot of the guys went, how do they do that, man? So, I mean, a fitness routine, besides the dancing itself, which in its own word is a massive gym session on stage, I reckon. Do you have any special requirements you go through, dietary or gym-wise?
Dietary, I mean, you just eat kind of, it's not a strict diet as such, because we are burning that many calories every night. We're still doing work before the show on stage, and we've got the gym before that. So, I mean, to just have a real healthy diet is the best way to do it. I mean, nice balanced food. I mean, you can have your treats every now and again, because we do that much work. But no, the diet-wise isn't too bad. It's pretty good.
From a Dark Lord's point of view?
Yeah, for like we would say, you know, you can eat not what you want, but you can take a lot of calories in because we burn so much. Like I did see some statistics about what people go through, and it's something like the equivalent of 6 or 7 Mars bars just in one show. But you know, I personally would try and like keep to high protein, low carb, and almost like very, very low sugar, and your body kind of gets used to burning energy in a different way. You know, you retain muscle a lot easier with that sort of diet. And like obviously, like we do have to hit the gym a couple of times a week, but you know, from a cardio perspective, dancing is more than enough. It's quite a hell of a workout, especially for the Dark Lord, because our costumes weigh a lot.
Lastly, guys, what happens after South Africa for you guys? Where are you off to?
After South Africa, we head over to New Zealand, and then we're up to Singapore, Australia, and then finally at the end of October we're back over towards the UK and Ireland. So, you know, we've got a really, really exciting tour that we've just kicked off here in South Africa, and hopefully it goes as well over in Australia and New Zealand as it has done here.
No matter what you go for in life, it's going to be tough. You're going to come up against brick walls, but you've got to find a way past it. Go over it, go under it, go around it, go through it. But find a way to the other side. If you have a dream, and you're willing to work for that dream, you can have anything in the world. Nothing is impossible. We didn't come this far to finish second.